back to Real Estate Masters on TV25. I'm David Johnston, my co-host Tamika Bryant. As mentioned earlier, today we're in the spectacular 5-container home of Debbie Glassberg here in Kansas City, Missouri. Welcome back, Debbie. Thanks for having us again.
You're welcome.
This home, I can't go over enough how spectacular it is, how beautiful it is on the inside. So I think one of the interesting things that you're also doing is you're allowing people into your home through Airbnb. Would you like to comment a little bit on how's that working out, and were you nervous about it, or?
It's been awesome.
And how you feed them raw food. I think
I do feed them. So
I'd stay just for that.
I think because I am going to be going into the business of making these homes, I thought, gosh, Airbnb is going to be a great way for people to try out the container home. So I've had quite a few people stay here, and I do feed them raw food. Some people like it, some people don't. But it's been fun. You meet a lot of great people, and I think some of the people will come back again.
Yeah.
Was that application like a lot?
Oh, to do the Airbnb?
Right.
Oh, it's really easy. You just go online, you post some pictures of your house. It's very, very easy.
Did you have to have certain kind of insurance?
You know what? Airbnb has their own insurance for
Okay.
you, and they really take care of almost everything. It's a fabulous way. You don't have to do any of your own accounting. I mean, it's fabulous. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And you said you'd like to incorporate this into your future developments, or maybe you can speak to a little bit of what you've got kind of planned. I think you said your dad was the visionary and could think out of the box. I think the apple didn't drop far from the tree.
Well, thank you. No, I think that I could build a series of small homes and have a community where it was all Airbnb. So, I think there's a lot of opportunities with it.
And
So
so-
like a retreat?
It could
It
be
could
a
be
retreat
used for a
center.
retreat?
Sure. If somebody had a farm and they wanted to put like 6 or 7 homes on it, it would be great. They could rent them all out in Airbnb. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out on the farm.
Yeah, out on the farm with the raw food.
Run around naked.
Maybe. I haven't seen any.
That's how I envision it anyway.
I have not seen
I'd rent it
any-
out for that.
I haven't seen any clothing optional retreats on Airbnb
But
yet,
you never know.
You never
As
know.
long as it includes raw food.
Yeah,
That's right.
exactly.
It could be our niche market right there. And
It could be.
Tamika's always talking about being niche.
That's right. Niche,
Well,
and out of the box. and-
I will build it for you, and they will probably come.
I'm sure that, well, who wouldn't?
raw food and naked people. Around?
There you
Yeah,
go.
There we go.
On a more
That's
serious
okay.
note, what about your future kind of subdivision plans that you have here coming up in Kansas City?
Okay, well, I'm getting ready to break ground on East 20th Street in the Washington Wheatley neighborhood.
Mhm.
I'm going to build a spec house, and then I'm going to sell 6 others, and then I'm hoping to be able to develop some more things in that neighborhood.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just 2.5 miles from the center of downtown, and I'm hoping to get some of those millennials to come
Mhm.
over with their friends and live together, and I'm doing all edible as well.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how do you do? So
So,
every house will have a garden, and
Well, I'm doing fruit trees and garden beds, and so I'm not planting grass at all.
okay.
So, and I'm hopefully going to work with the urban rangers. Have you heard of
Yes,
the
I
urban
Yes.
have.
rangers?
Yes, I have.
I'm going to see if the urban rangers would be interested in learning how to take care of these properties, and maybe these owners will be able to get a CSA from their yard. The urban rangers will take the rest of it and maybe give it to the neighbors
There's-
or a food bank or something. So I'm working on something like that because not everybody knows how to take care of an edible
That
Well, and you were
lawn.
talking about having like a learning garden type
Yes,
thing.
I have on 3000 East 20th is going to be sort of a demonstration garden where people can come and learn about all the different things that we planted, and maybe they're going to be able to take cuttings and be able to plant in their own yard. So I'm hoping that this community will make Washington Wheatley maybe an all edible community. You never know. You never know.
So, and you think our target market for that are going to be the millennials?
I
And-
think the baby boomers too.
Mhm.
People who already know that it's better to live a little bit smaller, have a higher end quality of life in your house, but not have to spend all the money heating and cooling. So they're going to be smaller houses.
Because we have seen a big trend of, when I was selling real estate, a lot of baby boomers coming into the condo market, and moving downtown. This might be a good opportunity for people that aren't too sure about multiple family dwellings all in the same kind of building. They still want their own space, but sounds like without a garden it'd be pretty low maintenance.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because the containers, they don't have shutters and they don't have roofs to fix. So
So
yeah,
what kind of exterior maintenance do you do on a container home?
I mean, I think when people repaint their house because they want to change the color or they just want it to look fresh, that's pretty much all you have to do, There's
Just
not
keep
a
it
lot.
painted.
Yeah, just keep it painted.
So Debbie, when I looked around before and I looked at some of your specs, one thing I noticed was the quality of the materials. And so, can you tell us a little bit about the properties that you're about to build? What kind of quality should the consumer expect in the material?
Well, they're going to be pretty high quality materials, all bamboo floorings. There's going to be big deckings and outdoor areas to entertain, real high end kitchens. Basically, it's designed so that there's just enough storage. So you don't have to buy anything for this house actually, because it comes with all the furniture and the appliances, and they'll be solar ready. So if somebody wants to be using solar energy, they're going to be able to.
So is this ideal, as I'm thinking of me coming in, and I'm of course originally from New York, so I'm used to different spaces. So if I looked at it and said, when I was coming out of college or whatever and going, can I operate a business out of there and live out of there and do everything I need to do in this space because I'm accustomed to smaller spaces? Can I do all that and move right in and do this?
Sure, you could. And so my first offering is going to be the one container home, but we're building it on a raised basement. So the raised basement will have a window. So you could have an office downstairs. You could have an extra bathroom. You could actually have two bedrooms downstairs. So there is extra space, but the one container up top is really, it's good for one or two people. And there's going to be lots of natural light. It won't feel closed in or small. And then if you want to develop your roof and put a balcony up top, you can do that too. So it's going to be it's going to be pretty awesome.
How do they compare price per square foot to traditional, or what we would call a traditional stick-built home? When you're looking at a container home.
I think when you go small, it gets a little more expensive because you got your bathroom, you got your kitchen, you have all the goodies in one place. So I'm trying to offer my spaces for about $200 a square foot. If a regular builder was building that, they'd probably sell it for more like $400 because I'm bringing in the materials directly from the manufacturers. I'm not putting an upcharge, and even B&IM, we're both taking just a small cut. So we're sort of offering twice as much for half as much. And because we're building small, we feel like everybody is going to be able to get into this entry size. So someone making minimum wage may be able to pay their mortgage on this first home and live in a really high-end space.
So they'll kind of fall in line with what's average in Kansas City, probably.
Well, more like downtown, So, if you're spending $1,500 downtown and you're spending $1,200 on your mortgage for the house, you have the house. You're not, letting your money go to somebody else. So it's better to be a homeowner, definitely.
We're going to take a break right now. Thank you for watching us on TV25 Real Estate Masters. Tamika Bryant, myself, David Johnson. We'll be back in a few minutes.